This mess behind me is what I'm going to be working on today. This here is our raised bed. And to be honest, this was a new experiment. We've never planted in a raised bed of any kind before. We just threw a couple of things in it, some lettuces. We had some marigolds, some dill, and some other little herbs and stuff. However, this didn't really go the way that we wanted it to. We honestly didn't get very much out of it. So I'm going to pull these plants out. They're done. Pretty dead, as you can see. This is October 21st, and I'm going to do some cleanup around here, get it tidied up for the end of the season. Once I get it cleaned up, the next step is I'm going to be planting this. This is garlic. This is a Chesnok red garlic, and this is a hardneck variety. This will be my first attempt not only at planting garlic, but my first ever attempt at planting a winter crop, or I should say a crop that grows over winter. I've never done this before. This is something that people go nuts over doing in my area, and I think it's because it gives us something to focus on when there's nothing else growing. So I'm excited to try this. I love garlic. We use garlic in like basically everything that we make, and I thought it would be fun to give it a shot. So I'm going to be putting this raised bed to good use over the winter time, and we're going to see how this goes. So let's get it ready. So this here is Chesnok red garlic. There's 4 bulbs in this bag. I ordered these from Baker Creek Seeds. And in my area, the best time to plant is about mid-October. So I'm a couple days later than I would like to be, but you know, only a few days. So hopefully it's not going to make any kind of difference. Cool. So there's actually more than 4 bulbs in here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. How exciting. And I don't remember how much I paid for this. It wasn't very much money. I think it was like $25 or something. So this is going to be quite a bit of garlic for very little money. As long as I can be patient and, you know, have it grow through the winter, I'll have a ton of garlic. So the first thing I need to do is break up the bulbs. I want to get each individual clove broken up, and that's what's going to go into the ground. So it's just like a regular, you know, like just like a bulb of garlic you buy in the grocery store, which I have heard, you know, that there's no difference in planting that. I haven't tried it yet. I actually have some bulbs that I bought that I have a little bit extra of, that they're just regular garlic I got from my grocery store. So I may try planting some of those and seeing if there is any notable difference, but I have a feeling there isn't. Soft neck garlic is what you would want to plant if you live in a milder climate. It doesn't need that cold weather. It won't stand up to cold weather. It's too delicate for where I live. So my option is I can plant hardneck garlic. Hardneck garlic is a plant that it actually needs the cold to develop. So should do really well here, and the winter is perfect for it. So is basically I'm going to plant it, let it do its thing. This is really hard to break. One added bonus of planting garlic that you have to look forward to is garlic scapes, and garlic scapes is similar to chives. It's the green sprout that will come out of the top, and you can harvest it and eat it. So that's something pretty cool to look forward to. I guess it's got a garlicky taste. And it's just a nice, you know, delicious little extra treat from the garlic plant. There we go. These are all really nice sized cloves too. There's hardly any in here that are like super tiny. Actually, I haven't seen any that are super tiny. I'm going to select out the ones that I think look the best since I do have so much. If there's any that seem like they're too small, I don't think I'll bother with them. But I'm going to have a ton either way. And again, this is a good project for, you know, the use of this raised bed. I wouldn't be using it for anything else otherwise. And once I harvest these, it'll be ready to start the garden for the springtime. That's when these should be ready to come up. And if you're growing garlic this year, let me know. Let me know what kind you're growing, or any tips or tricks that you have for success. All right, here we go. Bunch of garlic cloves ready to be planted. What I'm going to do is measure out distance that this is supposed to be planted. It's recommended that you plant the bulbs 6 inches apart, and they should be anywhere from 2 to 4 inches deep. If you live in a colder climate, you want to plant them deeper. So I'm going to plant mine like 3 to 4 inches deep. If you live in a milder climate, I think you can get away with like 2 to 3. But I'm going to try to go on the deeper side just so they have that extra protection from the cold once they're in the ground. And I'm really, really bad at eyeballing measurements. I have a tendency to underplant and maybe plant too deeply at the same time. I mean, you know, not at the same time, but both. So I'm going to get a tape measure and I'm going to measure out where I'm going to go. I'm going to measure the depth as I put the cloves into. This is a stick that I had laying around the yard. I've measured it. It's about 5 inches long altogether. I'm going to take a Sharpie and mark off 4 inches. I'm going to use this to measure the depth as I'm planting down. So that's about 4 inches. Hopefully this will guide me along. We'll see. Laid out my measuring tape. And now I'm going to take my measuring dowel stick that I made, and at 6 inches, I'm just going to stick it down up to the mark. Make a little hole so I can remember that it's there. The pointy end is the top. That's where the green is going to sprout out of, and this part down here is where the root's going to sprout out of. So you want to plant the root side, this flat side, down into the ground. That should do it. Now I'm going to move along. Another 6 inches down. Next bulb. Okay. All right, now I'm going to keep carrying on until I'm done. Okay, now it's time for some water. Alright, so that should do it. Everything's all in the ground, everything's watered. I used up most of those cloves of garlic that I had. I had a little bit left over, but I've got a pretty good amount in the ground, so maybe I'll add the rest to a pot or something else, and we'll see how that goes. Another future project that we will be working on at some point. This is an old garden plot that was here when we moved into the house. We didn't put this here. We have not been using it. As you can see, it's super overgrown and it's got some tarps in there just to keep the weeds down. But we want to revitalize this and improve upon it. We're going to be working on this as time allows, and we'll see what this develops into. So let me know below what you have going on, if you have any autumn gardening projects going on, or if you're working on your garden cleanup. We'll be checking in and letting you know how this is coming along. Bye.